just needed to wake up.
Okay, I'm going to call the meeting of the Criminal Justice and County Affairs Committee to order. First up, is there any additions to the agenda that we need? Okay, seeing none, we will move on with the agenda. Call to the public.
Public.
Is there anybody online?
There's no public online at this time.
Okay, we will move forward then. Okay. First item up is consider approving the addendum to the agreement for the attorney services for the indigent individuals, the managed assist council contract effective October 1st, 2021 through September 30th, 2022 to add Claire Kaisler, Hunter Hill, and Bruce Moth as assigned counsel and authorized board chair to sign the same. We have our public defender here to go through it.
Good morning. I actually have a copy of the signed contract. All the parties that you just mentioned have signed that contract. So that's all ready. This is essentially, we have obviously the public defender's office and then the managed assigned counsel contract. Over the course of the past year, we've lost some members on that contract. Mr. Ramel is no longer on the contract. Jennifer Zalesnik is no longer on the contract. Ms. Galloway is leaving the contract as well as leaving her administration of the contract beginning in August because she's going to the front of the court. So we're losing people on the contract rapidly. That's not something that's unique to Isabella County. At the statewide level, they're talking about we're on the cusp of a attorney shortage, particularly doing this kind of work. Luckily, we have these individuals. Mr. Moss is on the contract in Gratiot County. He has an office here in Mount Pleasant. So he's a local resident, so it just makes sense that he would be on our contract. Claire is my former chief assistant in the public defender's office. She works at Dow currently, not as an attorney, but would like to be on the contract to handle some misdemeanors and some arraignments and things. And Hunter Hill, who is most recently in our prosecutor's office, but is now also going to be on the Midland Indigent Defense contract. The firm that he's working at is on both the Midland contract and hopefully going to be on the Isabella contract as well. So I think this is more kind of plugging in some holes on the contract that are happening and at least have happened in the course of the past 2 years, and we need to get ahead of it.
Is this enough to fill, or will you, if you got a couple more, would you add some more to it?
I'd always like more. I put out an email to the local bar association asking anybody, when we did it before, it was kind of, I had 16% of the contract, other people had different percentages of the contract. I'd be happy if somebody wanted to say, hey, I'll take 5 cases a month. That's helpful. But a lot of people, it's public defender work. They don't, it's tough to find people that want to do it. But as more attorneys either come into the area or, I know Mr. Shirley's probably retiring very soon. We're gonna need bodies on the contract.
Oh, no questions. It's pretty standard procedure, I guess.
Right. All right, I'll make a motion now. Move to bring forward the consideration of approving the addendum to the agreement for the attorney services for indigent individuals effective October 1st, 2021 through September 30th, 2022. To add Claire Kaisler, Hunter Hill, and Bruce Moss as assigned counsel.
I will support that. If there's any more discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Seeing none, we will move that forward to the work session. So thank you.
Thank you.
And then definitely let us know if there's anything we can do to help with that situation.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I
Yeah.
said, it's gonna be a statewide thing. We're
Yeah.
talking about it with MIDC stuff. And, you know, when I went to law school, however many years ago, it was the largest law school class they'd ever had at Cooley. There were 3,000 some students. Now you
Oh.
look at it, it's a couple hundred.
Wow.
So I
Oh,
mean,
geez.
it's not just a Isabella County thing. It's, you know, Midland's looking for people to be on their contract. You know, even with our positions, you know, you used to have one open position in a public defender or prosecutor's office and get 20, 30 applications for that one spot. Now you get a handful.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Like everything else.
Good.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Next up is consider approving the agreement with the Rave Mobile Safety System with license term effective July 1st, 2022 through June 30th, 2025 in the amount of $88,785 and authorize the board chair to sign the customer acceptance form. And we have Mr. Griffith here, the director of the 911 emergency management.
Morning, sir. How are you? Good. This is a wonderful grant that the tribe has provided for us. It gives us a 3-year opportunity to test a software program called Panic Button, another integration to warning. Don't have to say anything about the recent school shootings. We're hoping that we don't ever have that in Isabella County. And we're hoping that anytime any other problems start to rise, that we'll have as much warning as possible from our software apps, our tornado warning sirens, outdoor warning sirens is what we call them. People know them as tornado. This is just another tool in the toolbox. Game plan is to issue it to the public schools, get it out to their staff, and then hopefully it can help us all prepare together for responses for medical, fire, active violence, all kinds of things like that that can go. So it's a 3-year pilot project. We'll be reporting back on it to you and to the tribe to let us know its success or failure. And we just like your approval to go forward with the 3-year contract.
Wasn't there, you still going out with the old program yet?
We still have Smart 911, which is for individuals. So we want everyone in the county, everyone watching to sign up for. Smart 911 is an app that's free on your phone. You can put as much information as you want into it. It's a secure portal to us. When you dial 911, that profile can pop up and give us whatever information you choose to share, more medical information. If we're trying to check for property or fire or anything like that, if there's any particular thing you want us to know about where you have a key so we can get into your house to check it and while you're away on vacation to give your report, anything like that's available. Your pets, you can put your pets, your medications in there. So it's a great enhancement. And if you dial 911 and whatever you put in there that you choose, you control can pop up and see that part. Then there's another part of it that is actually the Rave Active Alert, which we also want the citizenry to sign up for. And that one, when you sign up for it, you can pick which type of alerts you'd like to be warned for. For tonight, we're possibly having severe weather between 8 p.m. and 4 a.m. tonight. So if the National Weather Service were to issue some type of watch or warning, you could go onto that list and pick exactly what you want to be alerted to. It gives you much more control over you being woke up or alerted in the middle of the night as well, which people had asked for. So it's a great program too. Also, it depends on you putting in your address. So if you choose to put in your work address, want to make sure people know that that's where it's going to have to be warned for. So if it's okay, I'll take a shameless plug at our outdoor warning siren system, just because we're on TV and the public will know. Our sirens, when we get issued in Isabella County a tornado warning, we turn them all on. At that point, our first responders have the ability to request that they're turned on. We test them every month. So if anyone ever finds out that we don't have a siren that's working, please call the 989-773-1000 number and report that siren not working so we can check on it. Because they are mechanical beasts and we do go out and check them, and we check them every month. That's why we test them. So that's it. If anyone has any other questions, I'll be happy to answer.
This is the one we had approved before for you to look into, and each like teacher and staff member have it on their phone. And
Yep. That's the game
if they
plan.
wanted to, they could open up to students.
You know,
Good
there's
idea.
There is weakness in the plan though.
Yeah.
It's depending on the weather, but be accurate.
Well,
I've been struggling with that all year, so.
we have a great relationship with them, and our firefighters out to the west are a great resource for us to tell us when the storms are hitting, sometimes before the weather service actually sees it up on their radar. So we appreciate all.
Okay, I don't have any questions, so
I don't either.
Motion
Sounds
move to bring forward the agreement with Brave Mobile Safety, the license term effective July 1st, 2022 through June 30th, 2025 in the amount of $88,785.
I will support that. Is there any more discussion on the motion on the table? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. That has passed, and we will move that forward to the work session. Thank you. Thank you, Mark,
Thanks, Mark.
Director.
Let me tell you, the panic button, we've been working on this, Mark.
I'm sorry,
Sorry.
I'm trying to get up law school,
How long we've been working on panic button? 3?
3 to 5 years. at
Yeah,
least.
so this is huge for the schools and stuff. This is huge.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Okay, next up is consider approving the agreement between the Isabella County Sheriff's Office and the Village of Lake Isabella for the Marine Patrol Service effective June 1st, 2022 through September 6th, 2022, and authorize the board chair to sign the same. We have the sheriff with us today. This is a contract that we've seen yearly.
this is the exact same verbiage. We changed the dates and we adjust the for the current pay scale. Lake Isabella is a private lake, so they contracted us for a few hours on the lake, and it works real well. It's good PR for us as well, and puts on the lake. So nothing fancy about this one.
We've been doing this for how long? Quite a while.
I've been here since 15. I know they were doing it way before that. So
Okay.
yeah, it doesn't cost us anything. They reimburse us the entire amount. So
Mhm.
I know some of the townships every once in a while talk about hiring, some extra security on their dime. Is that, have you heard too much about that, or it's just all
security for
talk?
what purpose? I guess. I mean, just
They just talk, they think they need more security out.
well, like Lake Isabella has been using some of
Yeah.
the ARPA dollars to contract with law enforcement, for us. So that's been working real well, and they've been real happy with that. We've gotten good feedback from that. It's always a dollar thing, but so yeah, it works out for them. They've been real happy with it.
I
So
just wonder, was this more talk than
I haven't heard that at all. I
Okay.
haven't heard anybody reaching out asking for anything other than Lake Isabella's request that we've got going with
the fairgrounds?
the fairgrounds. Yeah, fairgrounds. So.
Okay.
All
so
right.
it's pretty standard.
Move forward the agreement between Isabella County Sheriff's Office and Village of Lake Isabella for Marine Patrol Services effective June 1st, 2022 through September 6th, 2022.
And I will support that. Motion's been made. Is there any more discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. The motion has passed and it will be moved to the work session. So we got the sheriff here for the next agenda item, which is consider approving the salary step increase for Isabella salary. Deputy. Okay,
Franca.
Chaprenka from pay grade, you're gonna get that one. Pay grade deputy, start to pay grade deputy. 1 year in the amount of $25.05 per hour, effective immediately.
Well, I apologize. This is a little after the fact, and what occurred here was during the interview with this potential hire that we did hire, there was some discussion from my administrative staff with him when he'd asked about a change in pay scale. It was more where he was in line with coming from Bay City. Unfortunately, that communication's never come to my desk, and that is my fault. I take full responsibility for that. I don't think this employee is going to leave us, but if that conversation occurred as I believe it did, I believe it's my charge to try to make it right with him. It is only one step up. He comes from the Saguenay Indian tribe originally, so he's got great experience in our county and community already, in the courts and the roads and the systems and stuff. He went to Bay City. It was just a little farther than he wanted to be. He lives this direction, so we wanted to come back. Under the other considerations, you can see some certifications. He was a U.S. Army Reserve, military police. He's got associates. He's a firefighter 1 and 2. I mean, he's got thousands of dollars in training that we won't have to pay for, right? So, I mean, it's just and he's sailing through our FTO, or field training operation right now. He's going through it. We may end up, shortening his distance up. So not last week, but the week prior, we were down 7 deputies. We've got 2 in field training right now, but they can't be considered a body at this point because they're still in training. And then we had 1 break his ankle in a fight with the retail fraud suspect at Myers, 1 with a surgery, and 1 on Defending Medical Leave Act, and on and on and on. So I would like to make it right with this person who believed that he was coming in at a different salary range. Again, that's 1 step up. There's no GF request. We'll be able to sustain it within our budget this year. I'm not asking for any changes in that at all. So that is kind of the recap. Open for questions.
Sounds pretty reasonable.
Seems like the right thing to do. We need to
And again, I
keep
take
everyone.
and I take responsibility. I mean, it didn't hit my desk correctly, and we've changed that, so that'll never happen again. So
As far as staffing, what is the,
so we had 1 come back from family medical leave, asked down 6. So out of 14, we're down 6 right now. So yeah, we're running we're rating about 70 written incidents a week. We're running about 300 incidents a month. I'm sorry, every 7 days. About 15 to 20 crashes. We take about 25 to 30 to jail. So
can't afford to lose any more than
when Mr. Hausman says he's down attorneys, he's going to feel the brunt of it.
Yeah,
So
I don't have any more questions. Pretty standard. I said it's what we've been dealing with all year.
right.
and he really is doing a really good job, and I would like to make it right with him. So,
Sounds like a great individual
Yeah.
to have.
yeah, I just can't spell his name either, but I'm learning, so.
We're all used to vowels.
Yeah,
All right. I move to bring forward the salary step increase for Isabella County Sheriff Deputy Jeprica from pay grade deputy start to pay grade deputy 1 year in the amount of $25.05 per hour.
And I will support that. Is there any more discussion? See no one will vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion has passed. We'll move that part to work session. Why you got that here? I know it's a big school shooting and everything is how the Isabella County coordination between the different agencies. I should ask Mark. Oh, he's here.
he's still here.
He's still
You
here.
asked that. I kind of wanted to ask that.
So, you know,
You want to come on up there, just kind of explain how we're prepared or how.
One time I'll tell you, I'm happy to sit next to the sheriff.
so.
You guys don't mind, but I'd like to hear your.
Yeah, no problem. You know, obviously being 6, 7 deputies down, that is a struggle for us. I did right after that shooting, we did deploy every morning, trying to hit some of the county schools, putting a patrol car in the parking lots during load and unload times. The schools are very appreciative of that. We communicated, you know, we meet during the school year, we do a school safety alliance, so all the superintendents and staff and Mark, myself, and there's a whole variety of mental health. We all meet once a month and discuss issues and stuff. This panic button's part of the whole process of keeping them safe. I just did a training at Wademan for school safety, Alice. Exact same things that, you know, these schools are needing trained in the one in Texas. You know, I don't know if they were trained or not. I have no idea, but we reach out to them. We did Stop the Bleed. We've done the Alice training. We've already on the calendar for the start of school year for 2 or 3 of the schools to do all their staff again on school safety Alice training, which is run, hide, fight, lockdown, barricade. I mean, all those crazy things that schools should never have to worry about ever. We are committed. I know Beal City just got a 2% for about $70,000 to put some sort of school liaison resource officer in there. I don't know what that looks like. Myself and Superintendent Shulman need to sit down and work that through. I'd love to extend those dollars out to some federal grant for school safety and use that for the match and make this a long-term thing for that school. Obviously, that doesn't touch other schools, you know, like Wynn and Renaissance and a few other ones, Wade or Rosebush, but I know the schools in Shepherd, you know, chief down there and his officer spent a lot of time in that school out there. The Tribes now has a SRO or school resource officer in their schools. Mount Pleasant has one, and I think there's some talk about maybe putting another one in, but you know, we're doing everything we can at this point in time, and could we do more? Absolutely, but it always comes down to that dollar number, and I don't know if this is going to shake, you know, some money loose for this type of thing from the federal government on down. I can tell you that until we want to tackle and be serious about mental health, we're spinning our wheels. So I guess.
I just wanted to say that we have a great relationship with the schools. We've already been through a shooting incident in our community, and the parents and the children have been trained by the schools and the resource officers. And the parents are a key part of keeping the communication lines open with our schools. Our school superintendents meet with law enforcement and emergency management 911 once a month during our school year. So we have a very open dialogue. We talk about what programs we think can benefit. We try to make sure all of their drills are not something static, that they think about what next. You know, if there was a real fire drill and the building was on fire, they're not going back. So we practice that. We practice, you'll hear terms like ICS, Incident Command System. We practice that with the teachers so they can understand that. And it's been an ongoing relationship over the years. We've had some wonderful opportunities with law enforcement in the schools over the past years. It's made a huge difference, I think. We just keep trying to look forward to working with the people, but we've got to just keep the communication open. And, you know, as we say in emergency management, it's not if, it's when. So we hope it never does come, but we want to be as prepared as we can be to respond. We want the parents to know the plan. We want the students to know the plan. We want the teachers and staff to know the plan. We want police, fire, and EMS to know the plan. And that's kind of how it goes.
It was interesting, you know, years ago when youth services unit, some kind of disbanded. It wasn't long, and maybe Mark had a conversation, like you could just see the schools all going different directions, doing different things. So we got to talking between the two of us. We're like, we got to bring back the School Safety Alliance meeting. We got to get them all back on track. And since then, you know, we've got, you know, our county back on track. We're all, you know, all the law enforcement, all the fire, everybody knows, you know, X, Y, and Z. But we've kind of bridged into the RESD. So we do a lot of integrated meetings now. We do an annual meeting with both Gratiot and Isabella. So we're with their staff, taught their staff, Alice down there, and vice versa. So we're trying to expand and learn from other places, and vice versa. They're learning from us. It's been a good partnership. So
I'll put a shameless plug in since again we're on TV. He's hiring, I'm hiring. If you want to be part of the team, please come put out some apps, and we're happy to take you through the process. So.
Okay, thank you for the
Thanks,
little update.
Appreciate it.
Okay, last up on our agenda is consider approving the Howard and Smith Land Holding LLC farmland agreement applications instructed Isabella County Clerk to forward the approved application to the MDA Farmland and Open Space Program. Pretty standard, been through these. Basically, I think we've just been improving as long as all the paperwork is done properly. So it's been something we supported. So I didn't see any errors.
I didn't see any errors either.
So
Good. All right. I'll move that we bring forward the approving of the Howard and Smith Land Holdings LLC farmland agreement applications and instruct the Isabella County Clerk to forward the approved application to the MDA farmland and open source program.
and I will support that. More discussion. We will vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. The motion has passed, and we will move that forward to the work session. So we're up to the call to the public. Is there anybody online?
There's no public at this time.
Okay, I will close the call to the public, and we will adjourn the meeting. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna leave that bag over there for you guys. You guys want to take